Just gonna, yeah. Okay, let me, full screen. Okay. So, hello everybody. This is the Anything and Whatever podcast, episode 1. I am your host, Ian, and this is my co-host.
Co-host Abby. Hi.
Yep. We're a duo. We're gonna be talking about anything and whatever we want. That's the basic premise of the podcast, pretty much. So, to start off, because we have a list of topics, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go when you're ready.
Yeah, so we were going to discuss actually the newest Owl House episode that came out and we both got to see. So, I guess your thoughts first about the episode.
My thoughts was really like lots of lore
Yeah,
in that episode.
yeah, there was a lot of lore specifically with Bellows, I guess.
Yeah. Like it was revealed like I kind of already
Oh, spoilers
Belos
by the
was
way,
a human.
guys.
Oh yeah, shit.
No, don't worry, don't worry. Spoiler warning. I don't know why I didn't say that before, but of course, if you haven't seen the newest episode, just ignore this. I'll put probably timestamps later on, but yeah, we're gonna be talking spoiler everything, pretty much. So yeah. So what were
So
you saying?
like you I already theorized how Belos was a human,
Mm-hmm.
and I even theorized how he was actually the one who wrote the book.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, how he was the one who wrote the book. Like who is Philip. And I think my theory, I have another theory. It wasn't confirmed in this episode, but I had another theory that Hunter in the episode, I was thinking that maybe Hunter is like because Philip had a brother, and in the journals it talks about his brother sometimes,
yeah,
and and he looks a lot like Hunter. Like Hunter looks a lot like his brother.
yeah. He does.
So I was like theorizing that like he calls him his nephew, but I theorized that he is he is like the clone of his brother.
Yeah, it seemed that way, especially since they did kind of like, for some reason, they specifically focused on when Luce was looking at his book. He had a picture of someone else next to him, like in that little, like, I guess, what do you call it when it's like shadow looking figures?
Oh, silhouettes.
Yeah, when it's like a silhouette of him, but there was someone else next to him. You're probably right. That could be his brother, and that the little kid is Hunter, right? That's the character's name.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, Hunter probably could be his clone brother. Or what if he's just his? What if he's? Well, no, that would be a clone. I was about to say, what if that's his biological brother? It would
I
be
guess technically yes.
technically yes, but it would be still a clone, obviously. Or
Yeah.
would it be like him resurrected, but he's still like young, maybe?
Oh, maybe, but he's a witch. He has the pointy
Oh,
ears like
that's
Belos does. But Belos does have pointy ears somehow, even though he was a human.
true. So is this kind of confirming that I guess Bellows is officially confirmed to be a human? Like he's from the human realm, so he's a human.
Yeah, or at least he used to be human. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be. Now he's like a soul sucking, I don't know, like witch, I guess. So
Thing.
thing,
Yeah.
which pun intended. Ha 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 ha.
Ha
Which
ha ha.
which is that there was a monster right in Belos's castle that he goes down to, or am I thinking of Amphibia? Am I getting confused right now? Because
I
is
think
it
you're getting confusing it with Amphibia.
because there's no like monster in the basement of Belos's castle that he kind of like has imprisoned, or he has like something, I think.
No, I don't think so. I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
so.
Well, because I was like thinking they kept bringing up the Titan, which I'm like, the Titan was already dead by then. So was Bellows just lying about the reason why he got rid of the witches and like crazy magic or whatever he calls it?
Yeah. I'm not really. Well, of course he was lying because when we saw like the past, it clearly was pretty peaceful with wild magic. I think he was when he was like you saw in the episode, he was just a petty asshole. So I wouldn't like.
Yeah, he was.
He was just like, whatever, fuck it. He was a petty asshole. I wouldn't be surprised if he just did that shit just to do it.
Yeah, it's possible for sure. I'm sure he probably
This
might have done that.
this is also the time travel. That's like they were always meant to go time travel because he has a crooked nose that was caused by Lilith punching him, and in the future he still has a crooked nose. So this is like the time travel where it was always meant to happen, and that's probably why also he has like even more of an affinity to like hate witches and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely why. Because I'm like, I do kind of like that sort of time travel. I really like that Lilith just accidentally like, uh, what do you call it, tripped herself because she went into the
Mm-hmm.
thing. So that was really
Yeah.
funny. I like those like little loops they guess they have, which I don't know. I am a decent fan of it because I like all sorts of time travel. I know a lot of people aren't into the Avengers sort of like way of time traveling because it just creates a new like multiverse universe kind of thing. I don't know, but this is a good way of doing time travel, I think, in this as well.
Yeah, especially like I think it's really interesting how it's like, they were always meant to time travel. Like that's really cool. Like that's yeah, like and I also think like so when Lilith was like when she was signing up to be a part of the coven, did Bellos just be was Bellos thinking to himself like, is that the fucking bitch that punched me 400 years ago?
I think I feel like he should because he might know about. Does he know about the time traveling stuff? Like, does
I
he know
mean,
about that?
I feel like I don't really know. I'm not really sure how much he knows. He's immortal. Like at this point he's immortal, but I'm not sure how much he knows really about like the world of witches, especially since he said that like it was even he even said how it took him a long time to figure out um the glyphs, the magic glyphs
Yeah,
when it took Luce like not even a week, like a few weeks. It took her a few weeks.
it did,
Apparently
right?
it took him yeah, and it took him like years apparently like or at least a long time to perfect that. I even think that maybe like because like apparently assuming like the Titan's like pretty much a god or something, or like he's like a god, like they're in like in their religion or whatever in within the world. So I'm assuming that maybe even the Titan hates Bellows because maybe the Titan's like the one who like because everyone gets their magic from the Titan, right?
Yeah, I think so. But it's weird because the blood though is a specific type of magic from the Titan, right? Or like it could
Yeah,
create
because it's
certain
like
magic.
really powerful. It's like
Yeah,
really powerful.
I guess so, because I guess it is. Isn't the whole Boiling Isles just made of its rib cage and skeleton and stuff, or is that just part of the
Um,
Boiling Isles?
that's part of the Boiling
Oh,
Isles.
okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember that one episode with. Well, actually, that's season one, right? Whenever
Hmm.
her, Ida, and I think even was that kind of the start of Lumity a bit when they went together to do that little like mission thing, or was that later?
Um,
I don't really remember.
actually, I don't remember that. I'll actually remember
I
when
think
which season that
it
was.
might have just been Ida and Luce that went on like a little, what do you call it?
If you're talking about the snow episode, no, Lumity was. I mean, Amity was there with them.
She was. Oh,
Yeah,
she was there with them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she was also practicing with her brother and sister.
Oh, so that was. I think I'm thinking of an earlier one with Ida and Luce when they just went themselves. I think.
Or
To
you're thinking of when they like she in I think it was in the first or second episode where she showed Luce like the whole of the Boiling Isles so
yeah,
that you could see
yeah. I
where
think
everything is.
that was probably what I'm thinking of. But anyway, yeah. Back to what I guess that was kind of sidetracking. But yeah, that was just
So
referring.
maybe even the Titan like chooses who's worthy of it to
Ooh,
see it. And that's why
maybe.
Luce was able to see it earlier than Bellows because Bellows isn't like worthy or whatever the fuck. He's like, no, the Titan's like, nah,
Yeah, it
not
could.
you.
That's a good theory actually. I don't because that's not confirmed, right?
No,
Oh,
that's not
okay.
confirmed.
So yeah, that's a pretty good theory actually. I would like that. Also, I guess like stepping away from that, but still talking about the same episode. Uh, I was really, I really liked the kind of like the new-ish. Now we're getting Lilith in a different light, of course, which we already were getting, but now she's cool Aunt Lilith now. So
Mm-hmm.
she's cool Aunt Lilith. That was so sweet. She's so nerdy and so funny. I love her so much.
Yeah,
Um,
her and Luce bond over being nerds. It's
Oh,
adorable. I
it's
love
so
it.
good. And man, that was a pretty like intense, like not intense, but I guess intense emotionally for like Ida to like see her dad again.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Which I don't know. I felt like the character was too hard on herself. Like she really felt like she couldn't have been forgiven, but it was like not her fault. Even they know that
Yeah.
Lilith turned her into the fucking owl. So why would
Yeah,
they be
they
mad
now
at
know.
her?
So like
Why would they be
I
mad
get
at her?
why she feels as though she like even she knows but like she still feels like she was to blame, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Cause yeah, she does obviously. Yeah, that's what it is. Cause she feels like that. Um, and I like how they refer to King as pretty much her son, and that he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I heard I had a grandson."
Yeah, because I remember the episode where they actually she legally adopted
Oh
him. So yeah,
shit!
guys,
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That's
yeah,
why.
yeah, that is legally her son.
Jesus, dude, I completely forgot about that. No shit. I thought they were just kind of being really cool and be like, "Oh yeah, that's my son," you know?
Yeah,
Oh my god, that's so funny. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, you're right. You're totally
yeah,
right.
because Ida legally adopted King. So yeah,
Oh man, that's so sweet. I completely forgot about that.
I love that for them. I
Oh,
love that.
it's so good. That's so good. Um, what else was there in this episode? Well, I guess most of it was the time travel with Philip, possibly confirming that you're right that his the hunter probably is his brother cloned or resurrected, but I think resurrected is probably too complicated. I think the cloning's probably easy. I'm sure that's an easier explanation to just be like, yeah, I cloned my brother. Do you think he cloned him where he was cloned and he just kind of was like brought into the world as that age, or was he brought up as a baby and he kind of like raised him?
I don't remember. Like, I need to think about Hunter because like, does he? Well, did Hunter ever say like who his parents were, or like if he
Uh,
was like, oh, he raised me my
I,
whole life or something? I
I,
don't remember if he
there's
ever
never
says
a
that.
conversation about it. I think he just refers to Bellows as his uncle, but he doesn't talk to anyone but our main characters, and he doesn't even get into depth about his like family situation besides saying, "Oh, that." Oh no, he didn't even tell Lucy that was his uncle. But what's her name? The one with the hand for hair lady,
Oh yeah, Kiki.
Kiki. She heard about that thing. I don't know. He doesn't talk to anyone besides, I guess, himself, which is kind of for us to hear as the audience to be like, I don't know. I really don't know. He hasn't. No, he hasn't said anything about his home life or what how he was raised or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm assuming at this point his brother may be dead at this point because he's not with his brother. And also, I think if I remember correctly in the episode, Lucy even likes to ask herself like, "Where's his brother?" Because I remember he talked about a brother in his journals.
Yeah, he did. So it's kind of yeah, that is kind of weird. But
Yeah,
I'm glad to have gotten more lore for that, Bellos, and we're obviously getting to a point where we're gonna get to, the end of the season, which I don't know, like me and you both agree. Well, actually, you think more so. I'm indifferent because I don't care. But yeah, I kind of wish they never showed Bellos's face ever.
yeah. Maybe it's because it's underwhelming. Maybe it's because I feel like his face is underwhelming. I kind of wanted it to be like a cool reveal, but I guess like I mean, his face is underwhelming, so I guess a reveal would have been like, oh,
I would have wanted something
well,
more. I would have wanted them to go really dark and grotesque with it or something. That would have been kind of cool. Like he was just
yeah,
the
I get.
completely like disgusting. Like I mean, it's in the sense where like, yeah, I don't know. That's why he covers his face. Like basically.
Oh, like over the garden wall where it showed like how the
Oh yeah, that looked
how
really.
the beast looked. Like if that was his face, I'd be like, oh shit.
That yeah, that actually would have worked well. That design for it would have worked well. I think if they used that for like something close to Bellows, that would have been cool.
And the
Hmm,
reason I also think that Hunter is a clone is because in the episode when they were looking through the book, there was
yeah.
like a there was like some type of spell for what was called a Grim Walker that seemed to like bring people back to life or something like that. So maybe Hunter's also that.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, Hunter could be that. So that's interesting. You remember that? I don't remember that. So yeah, that could be it. That could be something.
Yeah, it was like a page in the book they were flipping through, and it had like Grim Walker on it, and it seemed like it was like like to bring people back to life, and maybe that's how Hunter is. But then there's also the thing that maybe Hunter, because in the episode he also says he'll need another sacrifice sooner or later, so maybe he's just planning on having Hunter be a sacrifice the whole time. But that seems weird. Just get another person. I don't know why you just needed like Hunter specifically, or
Yeah,
whatever.
but maybe that's just the point, because now you're wondering why him now, right? So maybe that there's a point
Yeah,
to that. I don't know,
maybe.
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it was a really good episode. I
Really
love
good
the lore. I
episode.
can't wait for more.
So, yeah, and I guess transitioning, since we have talked about grotesque face and all that, we could go into the
Ha ha ha.
oh, and you good pun intended as well. Good job. We could also go with the ha 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 thing. But yeah, well, there was that new scene that was a deleted scene that was revealed to the public through that little website they made for the Batman, where if you remember, spoilers for Batman, of course, we're getting into spoilers. The Riddler has this whole like that setup thing, remember, where he had like typed in on the computer
Oh yeah, you
messages.
are El Ratalada.
Ratalada, yeah, which was so stupid. They're such idiots in that regard. Anyway, that whole website they made in real life for everyone to like solve riddles, and I think for about like a couple weeks now they've been doing one each week, and it led up to the last one, which led to this deleted scene being revealed, where Matt Reeves had already discussed this, that the Batman had a deleted scene with the new Joker he had, and this was the deleted scene, basically him going for to Joker for some advice. So,
Mm-hmm.
in which we both have watched the Long Halloween cartoon adaptation of the comic book,
Yeah,
and
and then
that sorry,
yeah,
and we both what?
we both watched Batman Year One as well, which is also kind of based on the Batman, kind of based on, but not really. But you know,
It did draw inspiration from that, and it also, I think, mostly probably drew inspiration from Long Halloween, because the whole like, if this was included, it would have been a lot like Long Halloween. They just replaced Calendar Man with Joker instead.
yeah, of course, each like both killers have their different motives, but it's pretty much like, oh, someone's killing like the rich elite of Gotham.
Yeah,
Who is it?
because in the Long Halloween it was Holiday. That was the name of the supposed killer, Holiday.
And it was Harvey Dent's fiance,
Yeah, it was.
girlfriend.
I guess spoilers. Whoever cared.
Oh yeah, spoilers for Long Halloween as well.
No, I don't care. I didn't mean it as in a thing where you were like spoiling it on purpose. I don't care if you did, but I forget people are gonna care about comic book spoilers maybe too. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that it. But anyway, yeah, the whole thing to me though, the whole big thing about this was that we got to see Barry's. Barry, I don't know how to say his last name, but you could probably see it on the screen. There's on my, I don't know if my cursor shows what I'm pointing at, but there's to the left of your screen if you're watching this on YouTube, Barry Keoghan, I think his name is Keoghan, something like that. But
Yeah,
he brought on a really interesting performance. I guess, what do you think about it? What did you
I
think?
thought it was a really good performance. I actually really liked chemistry, if that makes sense. The chemistry between Batman and Joker. Like you
Yeah,
could tell that they're both like, I don't know how to describe it. Like you could tell like it's like oh, we're not so different, you and I, kind of thing.
we're not so
We're not so
different.
different, you and I, like how the Riddler did. I really liked his performance. It didn't seem like he was trying to replicate a type of Joker. It seemed like he was doing his own thing, which I really like.
I
I
do.
really like that he
Yeah.
was doing his own thing, which is really cool. I liked it.
Of course. Especially since a
Yeah.
lot of people at the moment are really like indifferent about having another Joker iteration, because they're like, apparently they're so burnt out and tired, which I'm like, I'm okay. I don't think I'm burned out or tired over Joker yet, cuz like every iteration's pretty different. The only time I didn't care for Joker was Jared Leto's Joker, cuz it was so stupid and he doesn't do a good
Yeah.
performance, you know. He does a weird like mob boss sort of thing, but does it really weird, but not a good weird, you know what I mean? Like he's like, he does the hunka hunka weird shit, and I'm like, no, no. but
No. Yeah.
but here, I think obviously he does take inspiration from other Jokers, but that's every Joker. They take inspiration from a previous iteration. Like even Jack Nicholson had to have taken inspiration from like even what's his name? The original what's his name? Uh, the one from the '66 TV show.
One moment. You can continue.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. You know,
Cesar Romero. Cesar Romero.
Caesar Romero, exactly. Like I know Caesar Romero was more campy, but still, '89 had some campiness to the Joker as well. So you obviously saw some some inspiration from that a bit. And then from him, Jack Nicholson also inspired, I guess, maybe Mark Hamill a bit, and Jared Leto. I mean, not Jared Leto. Heath Ledger, of course. And then Heath Ledger, of course, inspired so many other iterations. Like, of course, we have Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, maybe even new Barry's Joker, and also the one from Gotham, which isn't confirmed to be Joker. It's not. He's not straight up called Joker, but he's Joker basically. So,
Yeah.
but, you know, but yeah. So the deleted scene was a deleted scene because the whole scene was going over how basically Joker pretty much tells us straight up, "Oh yeah, no, the Riddler." And you are pretty similar, and the reason why he's doing this, which is kind of too on the nose, like you had mentioned to me. So
Yeah.
they kept this out of the movie because he would have been too obvious to solve the riddle, solve the mystery ourselves.
I also think it was good for them to leave this out because it would have been like it would have the spotlight away from Riddler for people to focus on Joker, which I'm glad they took out the scene because I do like the Riddler in this movie, and it would have been like people would have been focusing too much on that Joker cameo than actually the Riddler.
True.
Also, it probably helps that like they're not planning what they're going to make a second movie, but they're not planning on having Joker being the villain in that one. So that's probably also why they didn't really want like too much focus now, at least for Joker.
Yeah, because Matt Reeves clearly stated in an interview that he said Joker's in this, blah blah blah. Like he was confirming that guy from the end of the Batman movie that was talking to Riddler was Joker, and now we have even more confirmation because we have Barry's Joker. Which, sorry, I forgot to add this, but Matt Reeves had mentioned this before the deleted scene came out that this new Joker iteration, instead of having these scars or have some story behind his like bleached skin or whatever, instead this Joker has a cool like skin disease that caused him to have a permanent smile all the time. And you could see it in the image I have. Like I just have it up on my computer, but you could clearly see the smile, which looks really scary up close, you know? Like with his teeth showing and his like the way he like yeah. And he had a good laugh in it too, by the way. I don't think his laugh was pretty good.
I like Barry's laugh.
Yeah, Barry had a good laugh. So I don't remember what my point was. Oh yeah, so Matt Reeves mentioned that Joker's not going to be in the next movie, but they are going to use him in a project. And what a lot of people were speculating, and we're just going to mention the first YouTuber we're going to mention already, so I could put their channel down below in the description. 3C Films mentioned how he thinks that Matt Reeves is talking about that new show that they switched from being a GCPD show, Gotham City Police show, to a Arkham series. And he thinks 3C Films thinks that they're going to use Joker as like their main lead for the Arkham series. So, which sounds pretty cool. I hope that's what it is.
That sounds cool. Maybe it will be Joker. Maybe it'll be him when he first enters Gotham. But I was also thinking that maybe like Hugo Strange, since he's like the main doctor of Arkham, that I would be focusing on him. But I guess it could be either one.
Yeah, I think Hugo Strange would be a good addition, especially since he is so closely tied to Arkham in terms of like, you know, he also experiments on these like villains and stuff. And he was in the Gotham series. I know you didn't watch a lot of it, but in the Gotham series, he's played by BD Wong, and he
oh really?
Yeah, he's played by BD Wong, and yeah, he's a pretty good villain. And I don't think you've played Arkham City, or if you've watched what Arkham City is about.
I watched some of Arkham City, like some playthroughs of Arkham City, just a little bit.
Yeah, and that one, Hugo's a big part of it as well. So he would be a good addition. I like that because it makes sense. He experiments on these, you know, lunatic villains. It makes sense for him to be in that show, you know. So
yeah,
and I'm sure Riddler will be his like co-star, maybe Joker's co-villain, probably.
Yeah, they're BFFs now.
Yeah, they're BFFs now.
Friendship bracelets and all that good stuff.
True.
for the Batman, all in all, Robert Pattinson did a fucking amazing job. He did very well as the Batman. When it was first announced that the Batman was going to be like early year of Batman, I was super excited because I love early year Batman. My favorite Batman cartoon is the Batman 2004. That's a very controversial opinion because of,
Maybe not.
whatever.
Maybe not at the moment. Maybe it would have been, but I think since this came out, maybe not as much. But yeah, it
Maybe
still
not
is.
as much.
It still is maybe a hot take. Probably some people would say maybe.
Because people prefer the animated series.
Hey,
The
you know
original
what?
animated series.
I have a hot take too. I think my favorite animated series of Batman is Brave and the Bold, and people would say what?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's between that and Beyond. For a while it was Beyond, but I think I'm leaning back to Brave and the Bold just because, man, I love the goofiness of that one. But anyway, yeah, go on with your thoughts for the Batman.
Yeah, I love earlier Batman, especially I like Batman making mistakes and stuff since this is like him in his early years. He doesn't know that much. He's trying to get like a grasp at what he's doing. I especially like that in this iteration, it's never said that he goes on a trip to wherever Ra's. I don't know where. Do you know where Ra's al Ghul is? Where is Ra's al Ghul?
Where he lives?
Yeah, where is that? Or is
I,
there a confirmed place? Is it fictional? Is it a real place? Or
I can look it up actually. So I guess people that are watching the video, which is just still images, they will see me looking up. Where
yeah,
does Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul, sorry, didn't mean to say that, Ra's al Ghul live? Yeah, there's a thing. Where does Ra's al Ghul?
where is it?
Where does Ra's al Ghul live? Eastern North Africa, apparently.
Oh, I guess where that's because before he becomes Batman, Bruce goes over there and trains with him.
Oh, you're
But
talking
in
about
this
Batman
iteration,
Begins?
yes, isn't that
Okay.
also in the comics? Like
Yeah.
he goes on the trip beforehand.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, you're right. I've heard that, but I don't know if every iteration has him training with Ra's al Ghul. I think that's just. I might be wrong, but I think that's just the Batman Begins iteration. I don't think he does that all the time in the other comics. He might have done it once,
Yeah,
but if you're talking about like year
he did.
one, like the
He
comic
did do it in year
series,
one. He did do it in year one because he
are you
goes back.
sure?
Yeah, he's coming back from a trip
No, I know, but he
in
didn't.
year
He
one.
didn't ever said he trained with Ra's al Ghul though.
Well, I need to check.
Because we watched the animated version of year one, and I don't remember there being a mention of Ra's al Ghul in that film.
I just assumed that since they said like, oh, he's coming back from a trip, I
No,
assumed
I
it was
think he's
like,
done that, and I think other in the comics, other versions of the comics and other stories, he has said he went on a trip, but I don't think that was specifically to go see Ra's al Ghul or run into him and train with him. I think that was just like he probably did his own training himself, or maybe came across someone that helped him, but it wasn't always Ra's al Ghul, I don't think. But I
okay,
think
it says here that Bruce believes he still is unprepared to fight against crime despite having the skill he learned abroad. Okay, so it doesn't specifically say if it was Ra's al Ghul.
no, I think that might just be Batman Begins.
Okay.
I think that screenplay or story was just specifically from Batman Begins. But it would be cool if they still connected it that way, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for that. That's why I kind of like that they didn't like.
Yeah, I don't.
Like they didn't put that in the movie.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either, so I'm glad they didn't do that in the movie either.
So he never goes on the trip. He just.
No, he does. He
You know
does in the year one comic and the animated movie. Yes, he does. But
I'm talking about the Batman now. I'm talking about 20.
oh well, this is the
22.
second year, so no, they didn't mention anything from year one
Yeah.
besides
All he
Joker.
mentioned, yeah, all he ever mentions about fighting is that he was trained by Alfred to fight, which I think also like more illustrates how he's like super unprepared for fighting. I
Yeah,
think as well
I think so too.
that he's going in over his head. Also, he listens to Nirvana. I love that for him.
Yeah, he something. Oh, I don't want to get copyright claim. Sorry, my singing will be too good, and they will have to copyright claim this video.
Yeah, your singing's too good, and you need to like.
Sorry, I couldn't even finish it. They'll probably copyright claim me for that 1 millisecond.
They said something.
Yeah, something. Oh, sorry, I did it again. Oh man.
Ah, dang, we're gonna get copyrighted for sure. Yeah, this Batman is emo. He listens to Nirvana. He's socially awkward. I love that for
I
him.
I think people. I was listening. Oh, sorry, another shout out, I guess. But I was listening to the official podcast with Moist Critical and his other three friends, and they were talking about how what they thought about the Batman, and it was funny because they brought up the whole thing about like he's so like I know you mentioned socially awkward, but yeah, he's so weird in public because like when he goes to the only time he goes out, and I don't know if you agree, I don't care about it because people really want like one of his friends on one of Charlie's friends, I think his shit, what's his name? Well, one of his friends on the podcast, which is one of his editors as well, had mentioned how he likes a mix of both Bruce Wayne and Batman equally. Like that's what he prefers in a film. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't really care about Bruce Wayne that much, if I'm being honest. I don't know.
I think I think in this film, I think for me at least, I got to see a good mix of like who Bruce Wayne is and who Batman is. For me at least, I know there wasn't that many Bruce Wayne scenes in the movie, but I think I was able to grasp who Bruce Wayne was.
Yeah, it's not a
I
big
think.
deal to me. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm also super tired of the whole like he playboy villain, playboy billionaire philanthropist shtick he has going on to hide his identity. I like
Yeah.
that he's just now emo.
I'm not.
He's just
Yeah.
MCR weirdo. Good for him, honestly.
Yeah, because I'm not saying I don't want to see Bruce Wayne. Like, I think I've seen it more in cartoons where I really liked, like, their mix of Bruce Wayne and Batman, you know? Like, and it works out well, and Bruce Wayne's a good character himself as well. I don't agree with like I don't know what the take is for most people online right now, like who they prefer as like the best live action Bruce Wayne. Apparently, people say Michael Keaton's a good one. I personally don't care for his Bruce Wayne. Um, there's also been like we have all our other iterations. There's not I'm sorry. There's a Michael Keaton, uh, Val Kilmer, George Clooney. Then there's Christian Bale, and then there's Ben Affleck, and now Robert Pattinson. Um, I think people would be surprised, but I watched 3C Films' video on Batman Forever, and he made good points about Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne is actually pretty good. It's not bad actually. It's not like the only good part of the film probably. Um, with him and Nicole Kidman's thing, which Nicole Kidman's character, I'm not gonna get into it, but it's like, yeah, she's not underdeveloped, unfortunately, but um, but I like Nicole Kidman obviously as an actress, but yeah, I think I kind of was convinced a bit. I think he is a decent Bruce Wayne, and for sure George Clooney's not a good Bruce Wayne at all. Um, not even a good Batman, of course. I think Christian Bale does it decently. I think Batman Begins and The Dark Knight do it well. I don't really care for him as Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight Rises as much, but and then Ben
To be
Affleck.
honest,
Sorry, go
I,
ahead.
I like Christian Bale's Batman. I just don't care for his Bruce Wayne. It's not Christian
Oh,
Bale's fault. It's just I like the Batman, but I don't like the Bruce Wayne Christian Bale. It's not like
oh wait,
Christian Bale's fault.
you don't like. Oh yeah. Okay, no, that's okay. I think that's a
It's
good.
not Christian Bale's fault because like it was the writing mostly for that. I just didn't care I just didn't care for his relationship with Rachel and all that stuff. I was
Yeah,
like, eh. Like
yeah,
how he was still hung up on her, and I'm like, oh,
yeah. I actually another shout out. I was listening to the TMG podcast with Cody Cohen, Noel Miller, and recently they had their episode where they talked a lot about the Batman at the beginning because of Noel saying that the Batman's kind of mid, which I don't think it's mid, but I respect his opinion on it. He made good points, and I'm like, yeah, I see some of that, but I still like it a lot, obviously.
mm-hmm.
But it was funny because he brought up the what were we just talking about?
I was talking about Christian Bale.
Yeah. Uh, um, sorry, I was trying to remember what I was going to say about. No, it was something else about what we were just talking about. Like he was talking about the Batman, and what was your thing about Christian Bale? You didn't like his Bruce Wayne, you said.
Yes, I didn't like his Bruce Wayne.
Then what was my opinion to that? Well, I guess I don't know. You could continue. Maybe I'll come back to me.
Yeah, I don't care for Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne. I think it's meh. It's meh. It's meh. His Batman, of course, is amazing. I love his Batman. But Bruce Wayne, I could leave it. I could leave.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I remembered what the TMG podcast made it. I don't want to steal the bit. It's not as funny when I'm gonna say it, but I'm sure people that are fans of them know what I'm talking about. But they made a whole bit about how basically, since you could imagine that in a way, Noel made a good point that he's he's kind of it's kind of like imagine if Batman was an incel in the Dark Knight Rises trilogy because of Rachel. Because you remember that scene in the Dark Knight when he has to pick between going to get Rachel or
Yes.
he has to get Harvey Dent or Rachel, but apparently that wasn't on purpose. The Joker switched the location, so he accidentally went to Harvey's before he went to Rachel's.
Yes.
So he would have gone into Rachel's first, but he got Joker switched it. But he said, but imagine if he went on purpose because he's like, because he does like he's such an incel because of her not liking him, you know, and he's like, oh, women are all the same. I'm gonna go get Harvey. He's like, bro. He's like, I'm gonna get you, Harvey. Bros before hoes. He's like, women. Dude, I was like, dude, imagine. It kind of works though, unfortunately, because her not liking him, you know, like not really wanting to be with him, picking Harvey, and then he's like, I'm gonna go get Harvey dead because fuck Rachel.
Man. He liked Harvey, that's why he had a crush on her.
Yeah, he had a secret crush because he's like all talking about him being a great, like new, like, sure, bro. He's like, you're basically like they called him the White Knight of Gotham, and
he's kind of like,
he's like, man, I wish he could be my knight.
I wish he could be my knight.
Doesn't make any sense.
I
but
said,
yeah.
I wish you could be.
I don't know. Anyway,
that wasn't a good joke. That wasn't a good joke at all.
It's okay.
Anyway.
It's okay. It's okay.
The Riddler was an incel.
Dude, honestly, surprisingly, re-listen, like thinking about it and then hearing people say, I truly thought that when I was watching the movie because all those guys that when he was on that video call or when he was doing his live stream, and everyone in the comments, I'm like, bro, this is an incel thing. These are like Redditors. Like I was like,
he's like, hi, all right guys, hey, how's the Twitch stream? Hey guys.
Yeah, dude, it was so. I was like, because people keep making jokes like, yeah, Riddler and his army of Redditors,
yeah,
like going after Batman. I'm like, true though, kind of true. That's kind of what I would imagine. Like I was thinking about that when watching the movie. I was like, yeah, these guys are like incel Redditors.
Yeah.
Like no shot, and especially him. But just replace the rich people with women.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, women
It would have been
He's like, they never see me. I'm so invisible. I open the door and they don't say thank you. What a bitch. Bro. Jesus, bro. God.
That would have been. That's why he has a. No, that's why he has a vendetta against Bruce Wayne. He held the door open for him one time and he didn't say thank you.
Dude, imagine the only reason he's like, I would have killed Bruce Wayne because he didn't. Oh, he did say thank you after opening the door. He didn't throw himself at me after I did one thing for him that random day.
Yeah. In reality, he did say thank you. He just was super quiet. He just.
Oh, dude.
Really
Okay, so that's the point I was gonna come back to. That I agree with Bruce Wayne being so socially awkward, but it throws me off so much that if you're in that universe at that funeral, you're just seeing this rich, like, you know, not even rich guy, just seeing this guy just staring intently at random people, not saying a fucking word. He just stares at that one kid that parents died, and the kid's probably like, what the fuck is he looking at? And then the police officer that was talking to Commissioner Gordon was like, hey, Mr. Wayne. He just stares at him and doesn't say anything, just intently looking at him. He's monologuing. Huh?
And then turns away.
I know, and just turns away. It's so weird. So
I wonder what people in universe think about Bruce Wayne. Do they think... Because I wonder if people think, like, he's too good. He thinks he's too good to talk to us, but in reality, he's like, I just don't want to talk.
That sounds like incel behavior.
Man.
Sounds like an incel. I
just don't want to talk to people.
I know. It's like all the incels and femcels are like, ugh, He just thinks he's too good for us. He thinks
And then here he is like, please don't make eye contact with me.
I don't know why I just said fem. Oh, I think because we kept talking about incels and femcels, but I mean incels, but like that's just anybody. Like even the people that think like, oh, he thinks because he's a higher status that he doesn't need to, blah 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 blah.
But in reality, he's just super socially awkward.
Yeah.
And probably whenever he talks, no one can hear him because of how quietly he's talking.
Oh
he's
yeah.
Murmuring.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, and Batman's such a emo, such a edgy MCR fan that he even tells Alfred like, "You're not my dad."
Dude, I'm like we were talking about this yesterday, but I was like, I think that those TikToks he sent me about, especially with him and Alfred's interactions, I'm like, dude, I wish this Bruce Wayne was more like, I don't know if and Abby, we double checked. So me and you were talking about this yesterday about like, I feel like I wish that there was a version of Bruce Wayne, at least even this newer one, where he's more like empathetic towards Alfred and really like loves him and cares for him as like a dad, or just in general as like, you know, as a person he loves because that's his family. Because he seems he's so weird and he just doesn't like to talk about obviously his feelings because he's like, I'm so brooding and edgy. I don't want to talk about my feelings, Alfred. Go give me dinner, old man. Go make me dinner, old timer. And he's like, whenever Alfred wakes up from being almost pretty much dying from an explosion that was meant for Bruce, he's like, you lied to me, Alfred. Why did you lie to me?
It's like, damn.
I know.
Damn, like not even like glad you're safe. Like he just went in there.
I know, he's just like interrogating Alfred. He's like, I don't give a shit if you've almost lost all your limbs and your head, Alfred. You lied to me.
Like the man's on painkillers. I'm surprised he was even coherent.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, because I was like, and then we talked about this. I'm like, was there ever a version of Bruce Wayne that was so empathetic towards Alfred? Because, and I mean that because, you know, I like the versions where he's like, I love you. You're my dad. Like, you're probably the best father I could have ever asked for. You know?
Yeah.
I'm glad that I had you that raised me and this and that. I told you that George Clooney technically in Batman and Robin was probably the most live action empathetic Bruce Wayne towards Alfred because he's like, I love you, old man. He did say that. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. You know, I really like that. But I realized there was a line I thought I said to you that was like, oh, you're like, I could have never asked for a better father than you. And then I was like, I think I got confused, Abby. It wasn't Batman. I was thinking of Spider-Man. I think that was I think that was in one of the Amazing or the original trilogy. Because after he died, I think he was telling Aunt May, I couldn't have asked for a better father than him, you know? Something like that. Something like that. It was an iteration of Spider-Man. I thought it was Batman, but I guess it was Spider-Man, I think, so. Yeah. But
and this is the most cooperative Gordon has ever been. Good for him.
Yeah, most cooperative Gordon, which I like because, you know, I guess year one, obviously any cop's going to be like very skeptical about trusting a guy dressed in a bat suit, but like,
yeah.
But I love that Gordon was so like trusting of Batman, you know, so it was kind of cool to see that. But he also is in, I guess, the Nolan trilogies, but like in the originals, Gordon's not even really there. And then in the what was the one, Ben Affleck's Gordon's like in the Justice League for one scene and that's it. So we don't get much of that. I guess in the cartoons, which is probably DC's best work for sure, is like, yeah, you get some iterations that are like, can't trust you, but I'll go trust you. I don't know. This one was just like, yeah, dude, I'm just doing this to punch me in the face, but just for them, because I actually trust you a lot. So, you know, just do what you need to do.
I mean, it makes sense considering that universe that that in this Batman, like all the police are corrupt. So it makes sense that he even says like, everyone here is corrupt. You're literally the only one I can trust.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. But I guess another part of the Batman, and I heard this on the official podcast. They were talking about one of them. I forget his. Oh shit, I don't remember his name. But one of the guys on there was talking about how he didn't really like the Batmobile because it was just a car, and I was like, I guess a fair, but it's a cool car.
It is pretty cool. I actually really like the car. Maybe it's because it was simple and not like too much. Maybe that's why I liked it.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't think it's that bad to just have it be a car. And then I think that was the guy Kaya on that podcast that said that he didn't really care for that. And then oh, shit, I'm not gonna remember his name. I'm gonna keep thinking, and if I can't remember, but one of the other guys was like, but he said, but it's pretty or what do you call it, suited, not suited, it's pretty modified to be like not even a normal car we would ever have in real life, you know what I mean, like the way it is, it's pretty still not realistic, and it's pretty high tech in the way of like the way it's modded, so it's still like not very easily done. You can't have that in real life, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
well, maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe someone will be like, "Oh, yes, you can." Sorry, I don't know much about cars.
I don't know shit about cars.
But,
I can't really say on that.
But I'll be honest, like, I don't think this is even a controversial take. I think most people agree that the Batmobile from the Dark Knight series is such an ugly ass fucking Batmobile, and it's just my least favorite because of the way it looks. I don't like it. The tumbler.
I don't remember. I don't remember how it looked.
Oh, I can look it up and show you. I really don't care for it. It's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, I guess it's supposed to be more like the tank design, you know, like it's kind of like that, but I don't really care for it. Let me see. People know what I'm talking about, but let me see. Sorry, what was it? Oh, the Dark Knight Tumblr. Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah, it's fine. I can see it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just not that good looking of a Batmobile. I guess it makes sense because he would argue this is a better Batmobile than the new one, because he's like, this isn't a car though. This is like more of a tank, which looks cooler, I guess. But I don't really like it. But yeah, sorry, I just wanted to bring that up. Because they were mentioning the car chase. The car chase was pretty cool.
I loved the car chase. It was so good. The car chase scenes were so good with Penguin and him. It was just really cool to look at.
The score, man. That score during the whole movie, during the car scene, during any scene, he just like slowly moves out of the shadows. Like, how does it go? Boom, boom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, dun, dun.
Like, I know the whole point of the movie is like, oh, he should be a symbol of hope, not a symbol of fear, but I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool that in the beginning of the movie, whenever anyone saw the bat signal, they were like, oh shit.
Dude, honestly, I think people should shut the fuck up and just let him be the symbol of fear, because what the fuck does it matter if he's the symbol of justice? Like, shouldn't criminals fear him? You're not supposed to have criminals be like, oh my god, it's justice.
Because then you lead to incels.
Yeah, you lead to incels, because if you're vengeance, you're an incel, but if you're justice, you're Batman.
So it was like, I'm vengeance, and then he's like, ah, fuck.
Doesn't vengeance not necessarily mean you have to kill anyone? You're just kind of taking your revenge on people. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not like even
well, I mean, he has a very like Batkinson has a very strict rule on not killing people, so that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, of course. Like, I know Ben Affleck, oh shit, he was just like, I'm gonna kill everyone.
I mean, for that, it makes sense because that was supposed to be after the death of Jason Todd, so that makes sense why he was like more brutal.
Yeah, and I guess if we're on that topic, I don't think Ben Affleck's Batman's that bad. I actually kind of like his Batman, especially like people say the Justice League, but even before the Justice League, he was good in Batman v Superman. He actually had a real motive, and he had like cool scenes and probably the best scenes of that whole movie. And he was also, yeah, he was only in really two things, and those two things I think he was really good in. And actually, his Bruce Wayne's not bad in Justice League Snyder Cut. I think his Bruce Wayne's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think I think though in Batman v Superman, he had the best fight scene of any Batman's ever had, and I think he also just, I don't know, like people shit on him really hard, and I'm like, bro, it's just because you put him in a bad movie. Of course, it's not the best Batman because he's not in a good movie. You know,
Yeah.
like people shit on him pretty hard, and I'm like, bro, it's just if Ben Affleck got his own movie of Batman with Deathstroke, the one they were planning on doing with Batman versus Deathstroke and all that, I'm sure that would have been awesome, and people would have been like, "Oh my god, Ben Affleck's like my favorite Batman." But like, if he's put in Justice League and Batman v Superman, and I mean regular Justice League, not Snyder cut, of course people are gonna be like, "He's a shitty ass Batman, bro. Go fuck him. Go fuck himself."
Yeah. He just had the curse of being in bad movies.
Yeah, it's
I
just
in the Batman, I have never shipped like I casually shipped Selena and Bruce, but now they had so much chemistry in the Batman. I loved them so much in the Batman.
oh yeah, they're pretty good. I agree.
The chemistry, good shit.
I agree.
Yep, they were.
Yeah, I think I guess people though I heard something on a podcast. The official podcast they were like it was kind of like quick and kind of just like I guess kind of random that they just kind of fell into that relationship, but I still liked it anyway, so that's why I'm like I could ignore that. You know, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think they just had really good chemistry. Like I don't say that about a lot of like couples in movies. I don't say that much. So like, I don't know. Like, I thought they had really good chemistry. I thought they were really cute together. Especially, I think it's especially since this Bruce Wayne is very like emo, MCR, quiet
Yeah,
weirdo with Selena, who's a beautiful, confident woman right there. Like,
I
good
know.
ship dynamic right
We
there.
love that. We love that. I agree. I like this new Catwoman by the way too, because I think we've only had two other Catwomen, so it's been Hannah Hathaway, which I
Anne
don't really care
Hathaway,
for. By the way, that's my
she's
opinion already.
fine.
I don't really care
She's
for her.
meh. She's fine.
And then I forget her name, but the actress from the Batman Returns, Tim Burton Batman Returns, she's a good Catwoman, but I think the newest iteration's the best one so far.
Yeah.
I really like her. Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm probably not. That's probably not at all who that was. That's no, maybe not Michelle
Let me
Pfeiffer,
let me see real quick.
but yeah, no. This new iteration, the actress that played her in the Batman,
No,
really,
you're
really.
right. Yeah, it was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, yeah. The newest
You're right.
iteration, the actress that played her in the new one. Oh, amazing performance. Really great. Good,
I loved her performance in the movie.
great Catwoman. And great, yeah, you're right. Great chemistry, way better than they did in the Batman. And I mean, I would say it's better than they did in Dark Knight Rises for sure, and probably better than Returns, Batman Returns as well. But yeah, but
Very good.
so anyway, speaking
Yeah.
of romances, there was a part of an episode of a cartoon we like called Amphibia that had something to do with romance,
That
but
is a great transition, Ian.
yep. I'm trying to do those, so I want to keep all our topics pretty well transitioned. Anyway, so there was a new episode of Amphibia that was released yesterday, or today, I mean.
Yes.
And yeah, it was pretty good. It was a two-parter. The first part of it was about Anne going back to Amphibia and seeing Sasha is now like the leader of the resistance, and she's trying to get used to like basically Anne and the planners are trying to get back used to like Amphibia and how it is now because of King Andreas. And so Sasha doesn't want to be leader because she feels like if she's going to be leader, she's going to end up like hurting their friendship
Power
again.
hungry.
You would agree?
No, power hungry. I was
Oh,
like, he's
power
gonna end up
hung.
power hungry. And
Sorry, I was
that.
like, okay, but yeah, power hungry, and it just like that's the whole thing about it. And then part two of that episode was about Sprig and his girlfriend. What's her name again? Ivy, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
Sprig and Ivy, which I just transitioned to that because they're like together. They're a little cute romance. They're just it's really cute because they're like the whole episode was just about them feeling like they can't be apart from each other. So even when they were taken on a mission that Sasha put them on to like take down the shields for something, I don't really know what it was for specifically, but like basically this whole like mission they had to do in order to like help them out in some way. They just didn't follow her instructions and were like, no, we have to stay together, but realize, oh no, we have to work with them because we have our own skills and blah blah blah, so we shouldn't just be with each other 24/7. But anyway, those are the gist of it. So sorry if I spoiled it, by the way. I keep forgetting, spoiler warning, blah blah blah. I'll hopefully put timestamps. I probably will. I'll just put timestamps. Like everything is gonna be spoiler. We're never gonna not talk about spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, what were your thoughts on the episode?
Pretty good episode. I like the Commander Anne episode. Pretty good, showing like how Sasha, let's see how Sasha has developed over the time span of the show. Like when we first are introduced to her, she's like an asshole, and now she's like, you know, she's gotten better over time, and it's really cool to see that.
I agree.
I'm not really, but at the moment, Amphibia is like good. It's just not very thing to me at the moment, mostly because it's just resistance stuff. Like I hope they get back to King Andreas and what happened to the past. What happened in the past, like the whole lore of it. I really want to get to know more of the lore than like the resistance finding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because this episode didn't do much to the story. It just kind of, it did, I guess, to the sense of like they're back in Amphibia finally. So I guess that's a point. But other than that, it was just kind of like misunderstanding, like Sasha being like, I don't want to ruin our friendship, which is a good character development for her for sure. Like she now knows that she doesn't want to ruin their friendship. She knows how she was, so she doesn't want to be like that again, which she's going good. But I do agree. I want to see more King Andreas, right?
I want to see more King Andreas and like what exactly is his plan, because I don't really even know really his plan that much. Yeah, because like what his end goal is.
Because they kind of he mentions it because he has like a monster in the basement for some reason, but he also like, that's like a part that will probably come up later again, what that is and why that is. But like he also like, it talks about like Earth, like he knows about all these like other universes, so is he trying to like take over all of them? And I wonder why, like, you know, why.
Like, is he taking them over like for himself or for the monster in the basement, or like his ruler or whatever?
Yeah, whatever he keeps worshipping when he goes down to the basement. Yeah, I don't know. That I do want to know though.
Yeah, I just hope that Amphibia gets more lore. I don't really have much to say on the episodes. I just hope that they get more lore episodes.
Yeah, I
know more.
Yeah, part 1 was better than part 2, but Snivy Spivey, I think that's their ship name. It was so funny how everyone's annoyed because they're like, "Oh my god, dude, can you just stop? Y'all are so fucking annoying."
I don't know why, but it reminded me on how on you know how on the online games there'll just be people like dating, like just holding, like their little characters are holding hands. I don't know why, but it reminded me of that, like how people will date online in like Minecraft and stuff like that.
Yeah, that you're right. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think it was just it was a decent episode. It was just kind of a filler thing, which I could say filler. I know people would be like, well, it is truly just filler at the moment, to be honest. So it doesn't really impact much, that one episode. The one funny part too at the end was that Ivy was like, wait, isn't that Wally? Doesn't that look like Wally?
Yeah, they went back to that.
But like, that's Wally, right? Or is that his dad? I'm confused.
No, that was Wally, because remember there was an episode where he
no. I remember that episode where he's like, and don't tell anyone that I'm also living my rich life with my parents or whatever.
Yeah.
No. I was just trying to figure out, wait, that is the joke, right? Because I was like,
that is the joke.
Because I was like, that's not his dad, right? Because I'm like, no, I don't remember how his dad even looked like. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, you're right. I guess it wasn't as eventful maybe than the other 2 episodes. The last episode, I mean. But yeah, there's not much to talk about. But anyway, what was the other thing? Shoot, let me. Um, I guess since we're talking about relationships and how people go about like what people. I can't. Since we talked about love or whatever, but there are people that have different ways of going about how they love people and how they don't care about romance and stuff like that. And so I just wanted to talk about I guess we could briefly. Oh god, these are horrible. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck?
Oh god, people.
I shouldn't be able to just not look up a regular Jaiden Animation fucking picture. You fucking creepos.
Well, recently, Jaiden Animation released a new video where she comes out as being aromantic asexual.
Exactly.
Meaning that she experiences no romantic attraction, nor does she experience any sexual attraction.
Exactly. So it was just kind of something we wanted to bring up because we don't want to make it such a big deal because she doesn't want to make it a big deal either, but it's kind of cool to see that, she was brave enough to this is better. Look. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I hated people drew her fucking avatar. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, she brought up her sexual orientation and her preferences, like she doesn't care. She can't really. She said it in her video that she's like she's ace because she doesn't feel that way about anyone really, and an arrow because she doesn't really have romantic interest in anybody either. So
yeah,
and it was funny because I always tell you this all the time. I don't know. I think whether it's arrow or ace or both, which is kind of a combo move if you're asking me. That's probably one of the best. Like Jaiden said in her video, and I always said that, even though I'm not personally arrow ace or either of the two, I'm questioning something else. But like they, but I always say that orientation's like so cool. It's such a cool orientation.
Honestly, it's OP.
It is OP, I think, and it's not something we're not saying it in a way where it's like demeaning. No, we actually think it's a great orientation. It's something to like. I don't think anyone should be ashamed of being arrow ace or just ace in general or just arrow. You just do you. But we just want to tell you that we think y'all are the best.
Yeah.
We think you are so cool, and you don't have to worry about shit like romance and like doing like being intimate with anyone because you don't. You may not care for that. Maybe it depends what on the spectrum you are, but you might not care about that at all, which is so cool because you're not so complicated with feelings and stuff like everyone else is.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides besides familiar, like besides family and friends, of course.
Yeah.
Platonic love.
It's funny because I related to a lot of stuff that she said, like how she said that because I did the same shit when I was in elementary school and middle school, and even in high school, where I would scope out like my classroom and everyone in the school to see if anyone's attractive, only to be met like, damn, no one's attractive here. I feel that so hard.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah. You did say that, and I was like, huh. No, that makes sense. That's good that her video brought that out to be like, I feel that same way, which is what the video is meant to be,
Yeah. I also felt when like she said how she said like, oh, everyone had a crush in school, so I just chose a random person to have a crush on, even though I didn't have a crush on them. And I felt that too because I did the same shit where everyone had a crush, and I thought it was supposed to be I thought I was supposed to have a crush, so I just picked a random person and was like, yep, they're my crush.
Exactly. So it's like, so that I guess that kind of makes you think now, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, I related to that.
Yeah.
I related to that.
Yeah,
I hate.
Sorry, you go ahead. Of course.
Video. There were some people like giving hate to Jaiden Animation, whether it be like people upset because like I heard that there were some arguments of people saying like, oh, she's not really like because there are some people that are like,
yes, I know what you're
like,
saying.
oh, she's Like there's some people who are like, oh, she's like, because there are some people that think that being ace or arrow, it doesn't count as being LGBT. So
Yeah,
there are some
and
people being like, oh no, she doesn't count, that kind of
oh
thing.
god. So you don't have to say this, but I'll say it. Anyone listening to this that is like that, go fuck yourself, asshole. Go shove it up your fucking ass and go. Go hide away like the fucking piece of shit you are. No way are you telling me that they're not part of the community. They're so part of the community because that's an orientation you should know that it exists, and you should acknowledge it as a real orientation and not act like, oh, that's not part of the community. It's like, go fuck yourself. If you're gonna be that way, maybe you shouldn't even be in the community then, because you're not a good representation for it. Because you're clearly showing that you're, what do you call it? You're clearly showing that you're putting down other people within the community.
Yeah.
That's not good. Like, I hate people that say that too. I agree. Like, obviously, I'm not someone that's like, of course, people are going to be like, what do you know? You're not even part of the community. But I acknowledge that everyone's orientations as being valid and true and real. They're all real. And they're all, that's there. That's who they are. And for you to be like, oh, that's not real. That's not that. That just, like, proves the point about people like you that are just like, we don't need your opinions like that around.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess I could say this, but, like, not to be like, oh, I could say it because of this. But I'm someone that, questions what I actually think my orientation is. Like, I'm thinking I might be demisexual, but I can't say that for 100% certainty because I don't have much experience dating or anything, so I don't know, for sure. But I feel that way about, like, needing to know someone emotionally before I feel like I have other feelings for them, so
Yeah.
that's why I think that. But anyway, so I guess I just outed myself like that, but that's just like, but that's not for sure, that's just me questioning, so it's not saying for certainty. Maybe I'm not.
Stay tuned to find out. Woo.
Sure. But yeah, y'all need to stop. And also, I think it's I don't know, you agree, I don't know if you agree, but it's like everyone was like, also like, it's all these motherfuckers that are all like, they had such a fucking parasocial headcanon about her, like, orientation, that they're like, oh my god, she's not bi, she's not gay, oh my god, my headcanon's ruined, I hate her now.
Like, this is a real life person, guys. This isn't like a fucking fictional character that you can headcanon willy-nilly. This is an actual real life person.
Exactly.
Like, Jaiden even mentioned in her video how there were lots of people that went, and I remember this when Jaiden and the Odd Ones Out started collabing together. People assumed that they were dating.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, there were people upset when it was like, oh my god, they're not dating. Oh, it's like, guys, these are real life people. These aren't like fucking dolls that you can, like, push together and make them kiss. These are real life people.
That was the best. Yeah, that was the best metaphor for that. You're right. That's what they act like they are. They just act like they're little puppets. They could make them do whatever. It's like, dude, no. Like, plus, I'm glad she said this now, because now everyone could be like, they could look stupid. All those people that kept saying that,
Yeah. I mean, even James said it before. Like, when he was talking about, he did a video when he was talking about his girlfriend. He was saying, like, no, I never dated Jaiden.
I know, but even him saying that, though, people still believe that, no, you're lying, James. Which sucks, but that's what people think. That's how people are, man. The internet's full of it's a cesspool of fucking idiots and horrible people.
Because they assume things, and then they're like, oh my god, you're not the thing I assumed you were. It's like, guys, calm the fuck down.
That's why I'm saying, dude. That's why I was telling you, I'm glad Jaiden has to bring that up. Well, no, I'm sorry. Jaiden shouldn't have to bring that up, which is sad, because you shouldn't have to bring up, don't be parasocial, don't be invested in my life, and don't worry about my orientation, my sexual orientation, and all that shit, Like, yeah, no one should be caring about that. Like, I know people bring up that, like, well, it's because people want to be represented, and I understand that. But you shouldn't be guessing or like putting on an orientation onto someone that you don't know who they are or what, like, how they feel about other people, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's really weird and really fucked up, if I'm being honest with you. It's
Honestly.
it's just kind of a thing where I tell you this is the way people should think on the internet, like me. And I think I'm more like this now than I was before. I was not very parasocial with anyone, but I maybe some people usually sometimes enter a rabbit hole where they get a, like they really want to know about a person, but they don't ask on the comments and stuff. They just like in their head are like, oh man, I really want to know this. I don't care anymore. I don't care about anyone on the internet. Like, unless they're my friends, unless they're my family, unless they're my partner, I don't give a shit about you, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I know it's really harsh to say, but like Jaiden, I'm not saying this as a way of like I don't like her content. I love her content. She's a great animator, entertainer. But I don't care about her as a person because I don't know who she is. I don't know her as a person. I
Yeah.
can't say I care about her when I don't know her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not saying I don't like her. I think she's a good animator. I think the what you should represent a content creator is by their like content they produce, not by who you think they are, because you don't know who they are. Like
Yeah.
like Ludwig. I'm just naming people. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be shouting out so many people. Like Ludwig, like everyone, Jaiden, James, animators in general, any YouTubers, Twitch streamers. Y'all just think you know people, but you don't, and you really want to, but you're never going to, and you shouldn't think you should. Like you should just enjoy their entertainment. That's all you should do. Don't worry about them as people, and then people have such headcanons that when you meet them, let's say the unlikely circumstance you happen to become like friendly with some YouTuber or Twitch streamer, you don't want to have such a big like head about what you think they are, and when you meet them they're not what you like, and then you're just gonna be disappointed, you know?
Yeah.
Because we also, I don't want, yeah, you know, like not everyone's the way they are online. So sorry, I'm just ranting, but yeah, that's just the way people should act. They shouldn't act like that.
Yeah. They shouldn't like be so concerned with people's personal lives on the interwebs.
And I think maybe we should have a harsh opinion. I mean, not a harsh opinion. Maybe we should have my way of saying it. Don't give a fuck about them. Just care about what they make. Don't care about them as people. And I'm not saying to demean them. That's not what I'm saying. Don't demean them and be like, "Oh, you're just entertainment." I mean, like, don't act like they're your friend. Don't act like they're
Yeah.
more to you than anything but someone that makes a video online. Because you shouldn't give a fuck about them. Because they're not your friend. They're not your family. They're not your girlfriend, boyfriend, or your partner. They're not any of that to you. So don't give a fuck about them as like in that way. So yeah, that's it. But
That you like get a like you think like, oh, there's yeah, I understand what you mean.
yeah, I think most people should understand that. Unless you're a fucking idiot online and you're listening to this, go read a book. Go outside.
Go touch some grass.
Yeah, you fucking weirdo, dude. You should not be thinking about your content creators like your friends or anything more than that.
Oh fuck.
But anyway, you know, we just wanted to mention this because it was a good video. I don't know if Jaiden cares that people are sorry.
No, I just added that I very much love Jaiden Animation. That's all.
Yeah, you're right. She's a good animator. Okay, and do you have any topics that you want to talk about?
No, I think we kind of went over a lot of what I wanted to talk about here.
Then I'll just bring up one last thing, because it was kind of a big news thing on I guess local LA news. We don't live in LA, by the way. We're just saying that because that's where it happened. But I heard this from a bunch of YouTubers, and I heard some other sources about it. So there was this whole like Tesla crash that happened in LA. I forget the name of the road it was on, but it was a really steep inclined like road where it goes up close to a 90-degree angle and goes down to a 90-degree angle. So it's a pretty steep uphill and downhill, you know, area.
Wow.
And so this whole meetup was a bunch of people that have Teslas, you know? So they all wanted to meet up. They're just showing off their cars, you know, that's what they're doing. They're showing off their Teslas and be like, "Hey, Tesla Club. Yo, yo, yo," you know? So
Where your Tesla at?
yeah, where your Tesla at? And so the whole not drama, the whole thing happened was because this guy comes up with his Tesla. The whole meetup is like, oh, cool. And the guy's like, hey, guys, move aside. I'm going to do a trick. Watch this.
Oh my
He goes
God.
from the bottom, right? He goes from the bottom incline, drives super fucking fast up. And I'm going to add this onto it to make it even more worrisome for you. He had 3 other friends and a cat in the car with him, the guy.
Oh my God.
So they drive up. And I don't know if you see this, and I'm sure everyone that's looking, that everyone, people that are watching the YouTube video could see the screen that I'm having up here. You see the fucking air this fucking car gets? 50 feet into the air. It goes 50 feet in the air and goes down the incline road. Luckily, like, they're so fucking lucky. No one got hurt. But the car does go down and does get damaged, but luckily does not flip over. Does not fucking, like, hurt anyone inside. It actually did, though, hit a Subaru. And people thought it didn't do much damage because, so second off, apparently this guy Alex Choi, who I think made the whole meetup thing, he didn't cause this, but he's kind of shady at the moment. He's really weird. So Alex Choi's a YouTuber. He does, like, I guess car content, like Teslas and stuff. He kind of brought this whole meeting together. I don't think that means technically, he didn't tell the guy to do that. The guy just wanted to do that. But he said that when he went down to see if everyone was okay, everyone scattered. No one was there, so they all scattered and got out of the car and ran. So they still don't know who it was, which is stupid because Def Noodles. Sorry, shout out to Def Noodles and everybody. There was a mention of the crash, and he mentioned how the police are so fucking stupid because they were like, they're looking for tips on who it could be when fucking it's a rented Tesla. They know who it is if they just go to the place they rented it and ask, who rented this? Because you have to give them ID and any form of identification to rent any sort of vehicle.
Oh my God.
So I don't understand why they're asking that. So also, I'm just going all over the place, but a reason I brought this up too is because they thought the identity of the driver was this guy called Dirty Dom, which if you don't know who Dirty Dom is, he's this guy that was part of the vlog squad with David Dobrik, and he was actually the guy that was allegedly, not even allegedly, I want to say it, but I don't want to get in trouble because I don't think he'll hear this. We're going to get like very few
allegedly.
Allegedly, he assaulted these women at a party, and David was filming, not the actual act, but was filming it being like, oh, these girls are here now. They're in the room with Dom. Dom's doing stuff, you know. They're like thinking like, oh, it's consensual. It's not. It wasn't. So Dirty Dom is a bad guy, by the way. He's a bad guy. Hung out with a bad guy as well. So that's the backstory on Dirty Dom. Anyway, Dirty Dom, very irrelevant right now. No one likes him. He's a bad guy on the internet. He on TikTok, he's like, bro, I was the guy that drove the Tesla and did this and that. So he's basically confirming he committed this crime, that he was like the guy that drove the Tesla. And he even showed on the TikTok him eating gummies and shit. So he's basically saying, oh, I was doing drugs while driving it, by the way, too. So just to add on to it. And that's why the whole like LA news kept saying, oh, we have confirmation that a bunch of tips are coming in that it's Dirty Dom. And it wasn't. Dirty Dom lied. He did it for clout. So he's a fucking piece of shit and an idiot because the cops were going to definitely investigate him. And they're probably going to still investigate him because he lied. So fucking dumbass. And he did get views from it, but that's all he cares about. That's what everyone cares about on the internet. They just cared about views and getting their name out there. Well, anyway, so Alex Choi, the car content guy, went down to the bottom where the car crashed, and he went to the Subaru that got hit by it. Luckily, the Subaru didn't look like it got damaged, but it got totaled. It didn't look like it from the back, which I don't know why he went at night. He could have gone during the day to show us the full picture, but it got damaged pretty fucking bad in the front. It got totaled. Everything was like fucked up. And the guy that actually had the Subaru made a video saying, yeah, so I'm the guy that owns the Subaru that the Tesla crashed into. So as you see, Alex Choi, I hope he doesn't demonet. He's not going to see this. I know he's not going to see this, but he's a really shady dude. And he was just kind of like, so the guy that owned the Subaru said, hey guys, I need help. If you could go to my like, what do you call it? Like he has like a GoFundMe because he doesn't want to do it through insurance because they don't know who the fucking guy is that crashed into it, right? And insurance doesn't, it's not good, you know, like insurance doesn't pay for everything and it's very complicated, you know, blah, blah, blah. So people are donating to his GoFundMe, and luckily Alex Choi did apparently donate, but for some reason later on, Alex Choi also copyright claimed his video for some reason.
That's weird.
Because apparently he used a clip of Alex in the video, and he said I had to take it out because Alex Choi copyright claimed me. Very scummy piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. And he's gonna be like, oh, he's never gonna see this. I don't know why I keep acting like they're ever gonna see this. But anyway, just the whole situation. He's very weird. Alex Choi's just weird about this whole like thing, like acting like it's okay that this happened, or not okay, but like so nonchalant about the whole thing that happened, and the doing that to the guy. And then on his Instagram stories, he's just like not gloating, just talking about the whole situation, getting hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and blah, blah, blah. So it's just kind of working in his favor. And he was lying to the guy saying like, here's $2,000 for the GoFundMe. This is probably the most money I'm going to get on this like video that he had monetized, which was the one that he showed the whole crash and everything. And apparently not, because it still has ads, so he's fucking lying, I think. And I might be wrong. Maybe I got my information wrong about that, so tell me in the comments, whoever's probably watching this. But yeah, he's really shady, that guy, too. He's not the guy that did it, but who knows? Allegedly, possibly, the very slim chance, maybe he did. Who knows? I don't know. He didn't, though, because he was the one filming. So I don't know, he didn't do it, but I'm just saying it just to say that. Anyway, I said allegedly, by the way, so go fuck yourself if you're trying to do shit. You can't get me for anything. But yeah, that whole situation was pretty fucked. And so you got all that. I don't know what you think, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I actually don't really have that much to say on it, so.
Well, I guess that was my segment to rant, or not rant, just to tell everyone about this whole like weird thing. So yeah, that happened. It was just crazy. TMG also talked about it too, and some other podcasts, so I had to bring it up because we're better than them, so you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna be the number one podcast on the website. Everyone else.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we're #1 podcast. Follow us on Twitch. We don't have a Twitch.
We do. We don't have a Twitch that's like for the podcast, but I do have a Twitch, so we might consider doing one of these live and recording them, maybe if you guys want. Whoever's listening to this.
Maybe if we get enough listeners on here, we'll do one. Maybe we'll see.
Well, yeah, we could try. I wouldn't mind. That would be kind of cool. Pretty dope.
Yeah, that would be good. Mhm.
Let me see. Let me switch out my thing. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff here. So I don't know if you just want to end here already. We actually got an hour and 18 in, so that's pretty good.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for anyone who's watching this. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
If you liked it, I guess like it.
So taking Chad's outro, not really. We're not gonna do that. But like, I like what she says. Out of all the videos on this whole like website, you came to watch my video. Out of all the videos on the website, or blah blah blah. By the way, Chad, check out that channel. I just wanted to shout that out. Love Chad. And Chad's not her real name. But yeah,
thank you.
We really appreciated it. If you watched this, the very few people that did, I know we're not going to get a lot at the beginning, but maybe the thumbnail will help, maybe the title will help. But yeah, I hope everyone liked it, and we'll continue this. Hopefully, I hope this isn't a one-time thing. I think we're going to try to do it weekly, maybe, or at least like every other week. Hopefully weekly, because I think there will be enough stuff to talk about every week.
I think so.
So we could do it weekly. We're going to be on YouTube for now, but I'm going to try to see how to do it on Spotify and maybe Apple Podcast if we can, because Apple Podcast might be a little difficult. I need to see how we do that, but we'll see. So yeah, stay on the channel. I guess, do you want your social media on the description?
No.
Like, not your personal, like your, no? Okay. Well.
No, not right now.
Cool. I'll put mine then. If y'all want to follow my Instagram or Twitter, you can, and we will also yeah, that's it. Okay, well,
yeah, all right.
Like I said, thank you guys for watching. We'll hopefully be recording next week, and you'll have a new podcast to listen to. So bye.
Right. Bye guys.
Oh,